Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chugh, for joining us at ET Now. Thank you for taking the time out. Sir, at this point in time, we are in the middle of a pandemic. This is a situation that we have never seen before. But what is the response that you are getting from customers? Like, what are customers talking about? Are there a growth? Is there a growth in premiums that you're seeing in your life insurance space? What is the situation right now? If you could take us through that.
Yeah. So yeah, Priyanka, it is an unprecedented situation. At the same time, I must say that customers have responded to risk products quite keenly. And what we are seeing is that there is a lot of inquiries coming in. We are seeing more customers wanting to buy risk products. As a result, although in general, I've seen that the buying power has come down, but the number of customers that we are adding is really gone up. So as a company in the last 6 months, five maybe, I'll talk to August, we've had a growth of almost 40 to 45% in terms of number of customers who've come in. But at the same time, because of the fact that there is lesser money in people's pocket, so the average buying purchase is come down. So basically what they're doing is the ticket size has come down. So net, we've seen a growth. We've seen, particularly July was very good. August has been quite good as well. But overall, we've grown by about 9% on a year-to-date basis versus last year, same time, which is telling me that customers are looking at life insurance product a lot more keenly. And they're looking at saving life products and they're looking at term products also now.
So talking about new business premiums, you saw a spike in new business premiums in July, and then there was a dip in August, month on month. So, how are new business premiums panning out now? Because they were not really that great, I believe, in the months of March, April, May, and then now things are looking slightly better. So what is it looking like right now? And also for the next few months, for the rest of the year, how are you seeing the new business premiums grow?
Right. See, Priyanka, the first 2-3 months were anomalous entirely because there was a lockdown, right? So when there is a lockdown, there is nothing really that can happen. But since then, I'm seeing a growth in demand. When you see new business premiums, the way we look at new business premiums is that we look at weighted new business premium and particularly retail. So retail new business premiums have actually, and regular premium has particularly grown, and that's what we really value most. And we expect going forward, this only getting this trend remaining. So we do expect that customers will keep buying life insurance product. A larger proportion of customers are coming in, particularly the salaried class I'm seeing are coming in more to buy life insurance. So we will see a trend which will be upwards.
So, this is, I mean, in a way, a good thing, but of course, we have lost a lot of people to COVID. But India has seen a lower death rate in comparison to the number of cases that we have as compared to a lot of other countries. But is there a spike in claims, regardless, is it whether it's because of COVID or regardless of COVID? And, what sort of a claim, what sort of a trend or numbers you're seeing in terms of claims coming in?
Well, that's a good question. Claims is the most important part of our service. But in the first 3 months, we actually saw a big drop. And the drop was phenomenal. I mean, it wasn't like 5 or 10%, but was much higher. But I think it was also due to the fact that people couldn't travel, or maybe they were just too busy with whatever was happening in their families. And maybe claims didn't even get reported. But I must say in the last 30 days, there has been a spike of claims. And if I just give you some basic data, we just had only 90 COVID claims till July, we as a company, Bajaj Allianz Life.
Okay.
But suddenly, in the last 45 days, the overall number is more than doubled. So what we didn't have till July, you're suddenly seeing that the number has gone up. So we have about 230 claims that have come up, specifically to COVID deaths, which is worrying. And this trend is now moving up. But having said that, overall the claims will be less this year because there are less accidental death claims. People are keeping themselves, more healthy. People are worried about immunity and therefore are taking care of themselves as well.
Right, sir. And so how do you see the premium rates going forward? As you're saying, there is a possibility that claims might also increase. Uh, what is the trajectory do you see premium rates taking in the next few months or so?
Okay, see, let me just give you a little background on this. If I just talk about the way premium rates used to be in India earlier and versus other countries. So life insurance rates used to be very high in early 2000, but since the advent of private life companies, this has only been coming down significantly. In fact, they hit rock bottom till about 3-4 years back, so they kept on coming back significantly. They did go up a little bit in the last 2-3 months, more because of reinsurance rates going up, because the reinsurers were getting worried. So as a result, insurers, because they get, they get their covers reinsured. We all get talk to reinsurers. But that is now behind us. I do not see any significant change. There may be a little bit. What we are doing is we are reserving more for deaths. We are reserving more for customer claims that might come in saving products. At the same time, we are also cutting costs. So we're ensuring that as far as the customer is concerned, they will get their claims, and profitability also is not going to be impacted because we're cutting costs as well.
All right, so if you could take us through, where are you able to cut costs to make up for that, and you so that you have profitability as well, and how is that going to work in terms of cost cutting?
Right. So see, we a few things I'll just say straight away. There are obvious costs which were around travel, communication.
Right.
People are working from home, all the electricity and so on and so forth. But what we're also doing as a company, we are relooking at our assets, in the sense we used to have a lot of huge rented spaces. Now what we've, as a company, we've moved to a different world altogether, where we are allowing employees to work from home. So they have to only come to branches only so often. And we're really reducing the branch size from, let's say, which used to be 3,500 square foot to 350 square foot. And we're going to high street locations. So you'll find that Bandra Linking Road will have a branding of ours and a small branch. But because we're basically reducing the size and we're going digital entirely in this, having employees work from home, there is no need to have very high square footage. So that is going to be a fundamental change in cost because of that. And employees are liking it. So employees are liking it, so they don't have to travel very far. They just have to straight away go and meet customers. And even if customers aren't willing to meet, then there is a screen-to-screen bit that they can actually work from their house and actually sell to the customers. So keeping the customers safe and themselves safe. All this is resulting in significant cost reductions.
So also just to understand, what will be your growth plans going ahead? Will you all have any further products related to COVID-19? Where do you see your growth coming from? And is there any further geographical expansion that you will be looking at in this year? Or, considering the current situation, that will take longer?
Right. So see, in terms of footprint, we are not expanding. This is not the time to expand. This is more, in fact, the time to consolidate. And as I said, we are reducing square footage. But the branches will remain the same, and the locations will remain the same. But the growth really that is coming in is coming from meeting different need buckets of the customer. So, for example, customers are now buying more guaranteed products. So now the need for more guarantee is coming up, which is something that life insurance companies can give. So we're giving like 10 years, 15-year guaranteed products, and the net return they get post-tax is pretty good. Term insurance as a business is really increasing. So it's really the need bucket. And the third part is, with the ever aging of the Indian population, there are about 30,000 people that hit the age of 60 every day. So the retirement is going to be another bucket where we'll be entering. So largely these three need buckets will grow, and that is where we expect growth to come. And I'm already seeing the tailwinds. I'm already seeing more customers already come in. Like I said, more than 40% number of customers more versus last year.
Sir, also, we are in a situation which is very different. The risk perception has changed, as you said. Do you think customers are going to be really worried for a very long time? So, how will the life insurance space change, to fit into this world and to assure customers, etc.? How are things going to change for you as a company as well? So, if you can give us that overall outlook on the sector now, because COVID is going to stay with us for a while. This uncertainty is going to stay with us for a while.
See, all said and done, yes, COVID has had a significant impact on every industry. My worry is that if it stays there for too long, I'm hoping that by first half of first quarter, calendar quarter, there'll be a vaccine out, and people will be out and going. All said and done, that becomes very critical. Even if COVID, kind of goes away, it is going to be important that the GDP has to grow, because people have to have more money in hand to be able to buy things. There has to be more velocity of money. If trade doesn't go up, then you will not see growth. And as a result, life insurance cannot remain immune to this for too long. So my worry is if COVID becomes extensive to too long, then it's a problem. But if it is till, let's say, first quarter of next year, I think that should be fine, and that the perception of risk by itself will play. So there are various forces at work. Risk perception goes up, more customers want to come, and buy life insurance. But at the same time, if their purchasing power is down and GDP doesn't grow for too long, then they will not have enough to buy. So as a result, it's difficult to take a call on trends very easily at this point. And I think a lot will depend on how the response on the GDP growth happens. If there is demand growth, then you will see customers, more money in customers' pockets. You will see industry flourish. And then this entire cycle will start benefiting everybody, including insurance products as well.
In your personal use, do you think that demand will, start picking up? Because demand picked up when the lockdowns were slightly lifted, and then we had those smaller lockdowns, etc. Do you think that, pretty soon we are going to see at least demand getting a little better? Because even though the pandemic is not over, people just want to step out of their houses. People really want to go and buy. They want to be outside.
Honestly, no. I don't see too much of demand going up in the next 6 months to 9 months. Because all said and done, there has been a loss of job. There have been people who are still employed, haven't really had hikes. Yes, people are able to save a lot more because they're not spending too much. But will it translate to buying a lot in the market so soon? No, not really. So I don't really expect demand to go up so much. That is, I'm talking about the next 6 to 9 months. Right. But beyond that, if COVID kind of goes off and we can get a vaccine in place, then I do expect that the lower base effect of this year will play out in the next year. But then for next year, I'm a lot more positive than other economists have been. And lots of people are saying that we won't come back till March 2022. I don't believe that. Because there is then pent-up demand. As long as the people start seeing their bank balances coming up and salaries coming up monthly, then you will see people respond and go back to spending like they always used to, and that will help.
And lastly, sir, if you could take us through, what has Bajaj Allianz done on the front of digitization? Because suddenly, when in March, you could not really meet your customers, you could not have branches open all over the country. What were the steps that you had taken, and what has that prompted you to, change in such in the digital infrastructure for the company? Because we have seen a sort of a change towards the approach that we take towards, customers meeting, clients meetings, etc.
No, it's a very good question, Priyanka, and I think it's my favorite thing to talk about as well. See, all said and done, life insurance was always sold face to face, right? So I would have to meet you and convince you of the product. We'll talk and then I'll be able to work. But the whole world has learned to work virtual. You're taking my interview virtually, right? So I don't need to
Yeah.
be in ET Now studio to talk to you. And so technology has played a significant role. Within that, what we've done as Bajaj Allianz Life is we've moved to safe technologies and safe customer-facing technologies. Now, we just worked on the pivot of this word safe, you know, an innovation pivot, and everything was around safety. So I can today my agent is able to sell to my customer without my customer feeling unsafe meeting. And how do I do that? I have possibly the only company in life insurance, or for that matter, in banking and financial services. We have now an app by which I can sell to you screen to screen. It's a proprietary app, proprietary secure screen. Only people who are called in can really work on it, and I can actually take you through form filling. I can take you through the entire sales process by whether I would be sitting 5 meters away from you or 5,000 meters away from you. As a result, I can meet the need of my customer in a very safe manner. Then what we've done is we've looked at the entire buying journey of a customer, and starting from pre-sales to sales and onboarding to post-sales to servicing, claim handling, query handling. All of this is now available on a digital stack. It's not that we were doing this for COVID, but this was happening for the last 2 years in any case. So I'm able to work in this entire ecosystem now, where I can service my customer from any place. The customer can service himself or herself from any place. So that is making a big difference, which is why I can then reduce costs and I'm setting up digital branches. So we haven't talked to anybody, so I should maybe tell ET now about this, that we are actually coming up with an ATM equivalent kiosk.
Okay.
Where you can do a self-service in my branch, or you can self-service anywhere. And you can, we're also trying to figure out if we can do a video calling through that. So you feel absolutely safe. And today, in any case, what you can do is using your mobile phone, you can do a video calling instead of just calling my, call center. You can do a video calling with my service person and get yourself serviced. As a result, our renewal premiums have grown up by 23%. It's really worked out positive.
So it's had a direct impact on your new premiums in that case.
Yes.
All
renewal
right.
in this case, yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for talking to ET Now. Thanks a lot for taking the time out. So thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka. My pleasure.